Hello everybody, good day to you. Welcome back. This is a 2019 Ram 1500 5.7 Hemi. That's right, it's got the Hemi. Very nice looking Ram. It drove in here running, rough, stalling, and it's got some P0171 and P0174 codes. There's also some codes referring to the active shutter grille up front, but that's not the drivability issue. I was tinkering a little bit with this thing last night. It was running very poorly, but check this out. Today, begin starting. What? Oh, the key fob's not here. Hang on. I'll be right back. Don't go okay, I'm back. I had my keys in my hands and not the Ram keys. Anyway, when we go to starting the engine, today, it's not running. Like it tries, barely starts, and she won't run today. Das ist nicht gut. One more time. Yeah, see, we got nothing. Not good at all. So I originally was thinking this was a sensor issue because the fuel trims were way too positive, indicating a potential intake leak. I checked the intake. There is no leaks there. There's no air coming in that shouldn't be. The PCV's not leaking and pulling in extra air or recirculating air. So I was getting a little stumped. I was reviewing a bunch of sensor data, and it appears all the sensors are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Meaning one of them is probably not lying to the ECM and telling it that there's more air coming in than there should be. Now, like I said, I was a little stumped until it decided to not start today. Yeah, barely. It starts and stalls, which is leading me in a direction thinking perhaps we have a fuel issue. We need fuel, fire, air, and compression. Now, I know we have compression because it did run. I know there's fuel in the tank. I know there's air coming in. Let's look at fuel a little bit. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards at this current point in time. And the way I see it, the easiest way to check and see if there's fuel is to check and see if there's fuel popping in the hood. Okay, now around here under the bonnet somewhere, we should be able to get some access to a fuel line and see if we've got fuel at the rails. So what I'm gonna do is we're just gonna disconnect that fuel line right there and see if we have gasoline. Now, just for the record, let it be known that extreme caution should be used when handling combustible materials, especially volatile materials such as gasoline. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and pull this guy off, and we're gonna see if we have fuel pressure back here. Put the little release tool in, push, that should release the tabs in the connector. I said should, and it's not. There we go, look at that. No fuel pressure. That should have held some pressure, and it should have sprayed out a little bit of fuel, and we got nothing in there. Just for good measure, let's go key it on real quick. You guys stay here and watch that line. I'm gonna key it on, and we're gonna look for fuel flow right here. Yes, some of it's gonna spill. It'll be okay, no worries. Okay, here's key on. Now that's in the run position. We should have seen some fuel show up, and we did not. Let's try to crank it. Anything? What do you guys see? Is there fuel? Nada. No fuel is coming out. Nothing. That's not good. So we have a fuel pump issue, or we have a fuel pump power supply issue. So I'm pulling this Ram up with the VIN. We're gonna look for diagrams, there we go. Electrical. And we want to find powertrain management. There we go. Maybe power and ground distribution. Let's try that one first. We're looking for the fuel pump here. And I think I'm in the wrong spot. Let's go to powertrain management where I started. That's where I need to go. Engine controls, that's what we're looking for. And I need to scroll these graphs until I find our fuel pump. No, fuel pump, where are you? Injectors, no. We're getting close, there's fuel, but not the pump. Throttle body, no. We're looking for a symbol like that, the little M. that indicates an electric motor. And the fuel pump is in fact an electric motor. Well, there it is, there it is. There's our M electric motor, and this says fuel pump module. Can I zoom in? Yes. No, that one. Let's zoom it. Okay, fuel pump module, power and ground. There's a ground, there's one power wire. That power wire comes from the power distribution assembly at the left front of the engine compartment. It looks like it's, I don't need to highlight all that. That was terrible of me. Looks like there is a relay, and it is fused. There's one 25 amp fuse and a relay. Let's go check that next. See what we've got here. Let's see. Fuel pump, fuel pump, fuel pump relay. Where are you? You guys see it? Fuel pump. K01 under relays right there. It's kind of small, hard to read. K01. All right, here's K01. That is our fuel pump relay. Let's just do the relay swapping game. And we'll change it out with, oh, I don't know. What's this one right here? Well, that's K06. This says starter number 2, so we'll swap it with starter number 2. I don't know why there's 2 relays for starters, but there are. Okay, let's try to crank it now. All right, let's see what it does. Flashlight gravity. Opening the hood. Yeah, gravity. Okay, that's a negative. Give me that light back. Now I also saw that there was an ASD relay, which is this one. Let's just swap this guy out with I think what is fuel pump, or I'm sorry, starter number 1 relay. Let's just swap those. Couldn't hurt. We are employing the process of elimination here. Let's restart it and see if it starts. Alright, now that may seem like a dead end, but what that tells us is that the fuel pump relay is not the problem, and that also tells us that the ASD relay, which powers the circuit that powers the relay, is also not the problem. So you've got one relay feeding off of another relay. Now there are a couple fuses here that we should pay attention to. We've got fuse 1, fuse 59, and fuse 60. Fuse 1 is fuel pump fuse, so let's go ahead and pull that guy. That's a 25 amp. And survey says that one looks good, so that is not our problem. And then we're looking for 59 and 60. That's going to be a 20 and a 25 amp down here. Let's pop those guys out and just take a peek. That one's good. And fuse 60. That one is also good. Okay. So the thing that gets me here is this truck drove in and now it doesn't drive anywhere. And I haven't done anything to it except pull it up to the front of the bay, and now it is it's dead in the water. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna probe this fuse. See, this fuse is it's not directly powered from the junction block. It's powered from this relay after this relay is actuated by that relay. And that goes straight to the fuel pump. So what I want to determine is if power is being sent to the pump from this relay assembly and from this fuse box. So I'm going to probe this fuse with a little pin. We're going to connect that to my my multimeter, and then we're going to go and crank this and see if we get voltage. Sound like a plan? So here, you guys watch the meter and I'll go ahead and crank it again. Uh-oh, did we see voltage on that circuit? Yes, we did. Yes, indeed, we did. $2 volts. That's odd. Okay. Well, let's go back to the pump and see if we can't probe the connector at the actual pump near the tank. All right, let's get down under here and see if we cannot locate that that connector for the fuel pump. I believe it should be like right in there somewhere. Can you guys see? I see some connectors. I think maybe that's it. Is that it right there? I can't see. I'm actually looking through the camera to try to see what you guys can see. I think that's our connector for our pump right there. Yeah. What I don't know is if I can reach that thing or not. Because I'm like, yeah, you see that? That's a pretty tough position to get into. Let me try this. Because if I can get a hold of that wire right there and disconnect it, which is kind of going to be a feat all on its own, we can probe it and test it. I think that was the one. Man, I can't even get my hand on it. I don't know if that's going to work. Hang on. We're going to try one other method real fast to confirm this is a bad fuel pump or not. This is an old Chevrolet trick. We used to get a lot of the Silverados and Sierras and whatnot. They'd show up on the tow truck. The customer said that it wouldn't start. And you let it off the truck and go out and start the thing, and it fires right up. And that's because when it was going on and off the truck, it moved around and it jostled the pump a little bit, and then the pump was able to start working, and that's what we're gonna emulate right here. Couple tap actions. We just want to vibrate that pump and get it to turn some, and then it might restart. Alright, let's see what happens. Is it gonna start? Powering down, powering on. Look at that. Look at that. Needs fuel pump. That's confirmed. I don't know if I can confirm that any better. Yeah, we didn't do anything. We tested electronically up front. Relays work, fuses are good. We didn't have any fuel. It didn't start. We hit it with a hammer. Starts right up. We've got a faulty fuel pump at 58,577 miles. How about that? All right, time to write it up and I'll let my guy know. We'll go from there. Look at that. More power. It didn't do that yesterday either. It was like blah, 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 and it wouldn't do anything. And yes, you can rewind that and watch it again. Blah, 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 blah. But yeah, this is what we saw. So we're running again, but we've got a bad pump. The motor has failed. We're gonna need to replace that. Powering down. Pew. All right, it's the next day. We have a fuel pump waiting on us for install. Let's go ahead and swing this bad boy in and get this pump replaced. You guys will notice we're going straight in with this one. I have pulled Project Jeep off of the small lift. It is outside. It's not finished yet, but it is finished to a level of completion where I can at least move it around. And I think we're getting close to the front there. We're getting real close. But I bet that's good right there. Parking the auto. Powering down. All right, the rack is set. Ram moving on up. Go Ram. Flash subscribe button. Contact. All right, let's check our points here. Looking good, looking good. That one looks real good. Let's check the two here on this side. And we're good to proceed. How's that one looking? I want to come this way a little bit. That tank has to come down. Yeah, right about there. That looks good. Okay. All right, good to go. Super good. Moving back up. All right. Let's give it the shake test. Kind of weeby wobbly. No worries though. The lift can handle it. All the way up. Down on the locks for safety. All right. Now, one thing I do like to do when I've got a truck on a lift is once we set it down in the locks, take the extra tall jack stand and set it up under the trailer hitch. That way it reduces the potential sway from the vehicle when I'm jostling around fuel tanks and whatnot. So what we're gonna do is just slide that guy right under here, and then we'll adjust it up just until it makes contact. Right about there. Take a little bit of the weight, and now it's no longer weeby wobbly. Good to go. Okay, taking a look down here on the bottom side, what we're gonna have to do is support this tank. It's held on with these two straps, one right here, one right here. We'll take the straps loose, let the unit come down a little bit, then we can reach up top and disconnect all the hoses and the electrical connectors, and we can continue to lower the unit down. We'll pop the old fuel pump module out, replace it with the new one, and then reverse procedure. So we're gonna need the transmission jack to get started. Almost there. Right about there in the center, that looks good. Let's get this adjusted. That looks good. And contact. Okie dokes. First things first, I'm gonna go ahead and start to pull these straps out. It's gonna take 4 16mm bolts. Loud noises. I would hate to do that by hand. Let's see. All right, oh no, that's just 2 bolts. The straps hook in on the frame over there. Let me get the rear side. And we'll start to wiggle this thing out. Okay, there's nothing holding up the tank except for the jack. Straps are loose. So let's move that over some. We'll pull the one strap out, and then there's another here on the back. Come out. Strap number 2. All right, so the tank is mostly free. Let's let it down just a wee bit, just to help maneuver it around some. There we go. And we'll go through and find all the connections and get everything disconnected. We'll start right here with this evap line. See if I can't pull that guy apart. Yeah, nice and easy. Look at that. All right, there's 1, 3 or 4 more to go. Actually, let's see what's on top of the tank here. There's a lot going on with this thing. I may have to take the shield off. Not sure. What's down there? What's that right there? Is there a connector there? I can't see. Yeah, there is a connector right there. Let's see if I can't get that. There we go. Got that one. And then that's an evap hose, I think. I'll get that later. Let's let this down a little bit more. Just a bit. We don't want to pull any connectors or hoses, things of that nature. Okay, it made a sound. We're gonna stop. Let's see what we got here. It's gonna be tough to reach all that stuff. Patience. It's always about patience. We've also got to get these lines loose, I think, too. Yeah, that's the vent lines, and is that a pressure sensor? I want to see if I can't take this stuff loose from the tank and not from up here, because that's going to be fun to slip that direction. Okay, I let this thing down a little bit more, and I can start to see some of the plumbing here. Not sure what I need to disconnect, so I'm just going to start getting everything. That way it's all loose, if I can. Come on now. Well, I see the electrical connector. I think this one stays. That hose needs to be disconnected. That's the one with the red connector way up front. And then there's one with that blue connector that runs up to the filler neck. And then in the back, I can see the filler. Let's see if I can't get in there to at least reach that electrical connector first. Kind of doing all this blind. Alright, disconnected. Felt it unclick. Oh, nope. Can't get the leverage on it. I'm gonna let this down a little bit farther. We're not pinching any of that stuff or pulling on it too hard just yet, so I think this is okay. Let's try this again with the other hand. There we go. That's that one. I need to get that red one out of there. I need a screwdriver to pop that clip up. Oh, clip gravity. We're gonna need to recover that. Come out of there. Come on. Oh, there's a secondary clip on the bottom. Hang on. I gotta push that up and that should release. Please unconnect. Come on, you. Nope. Okay. I'll go back for that one later. Let's try the blue one next. This is hard. Please come out. Here it comes. Okay. That's half of that connector. Oh, got it. There we go. It just came loose. Yeah, enough wiggling. The challenge there was to not break that thing off. That would have been horrible for me. Okay, next up, I need to get the filler neck tube disconnected. And I think I'm gonna have to do that from that side of the frame rail, so let's get out of here. It's hot in here. We have no airflow. All right, let's go back up into the wheel well where the filler neck is located. And we'll see about getting this thing disconnected. Let's get this vent hose right here out of the way. I'll just unclip it from this little bracket here. Come on, Dodge bracket. Seriously? You know, this would be a lot easier if it wasn't so hard. Just saying. Oh, dude, come on. Seriously, it's a plastic clip. The engineers said, yeah, hold my beer. There we go. All right, that's disconnected. Now I can get some access to the filler neck connector right here, which I need to get at that from, looks like this side with a 1/4 inch socket. All right, let's sneak up in there, get to this hose clamp. Come on, hose clamp. I don't want to mess with this. There we go, the clamp is unclamped. Okay, I'm gonna go in there with a hose pick and we're gonna get behind this rubber hose and break the bond between the filler neck and the hose. And that should allow me to slide that hose off without too much effort. Yep, it's already starting to move. This is good. Spoke too soon, didn't I? Nah, it's coming out. No worries. We'll just wiggle it a bunch. Come on, you. All right, that's good for now. It moved some. Let's let the tank down a little bit, and we'll pull that out the rest of the way. Fuel tank coming down farther. That hose popped off. There. Got it. All right, coming down a little bit more. I think the thing is clear now. We'll let it come down real slow, and I'll just watch it up here. Make sure there's nothing else hanging up. And filler neck's coming down. All right, hang on. That evap hose is in the way over here. Let's get this guy disconnected next. That one. Hose pick to the rescue. Okay, I think we're free here. Let's go ahead and let it down all the way. All right. Coming down. So far so good. The tank is free and clear. Mostly, I think, yeah. Yep, still coming down. We'll go nice and slow. Thing about these is they do have fuel inside of them, and once you get them free, the tank can lean forward or backwards, and then all the fuel is going to rush to that one side, and it'll tip the tank off, and they fall off, and that's not good. Never good when tanks fall down. Coming down the rest of the way here. All right. All right, so the pump module, which is located right here, is nearly ready to be removed. Let's go ahead and blow off all this dirt and nonsense here. I'm going to recover my little red clip that I dropped earlier. We're gonna need that. Okay, let's get this cleaned. That way no debris falls into the tank once we remove the module. And then we can get this unit replaced. All right, I just need to pull this this other evap line off right here, and then we can get the retainer ring off the pump and get it removed. Come out, please. There we go. Easy peasy. And that's not gonna turn to make this easy. I'll just leave that right there. Okay, so all we need to do is take this ring, drive this thing counterclockwise. It's going to release from its locking tabs, and then the whole module will come out as an assembly. Got it. You lose, fuel pump. You lose. Here it comes. Stinky. I think this thing's got a, yeah, that hose has to become disconnected, this one right here. More plastic clips. See that one? Come on. There it is. So that stays inside. The module comes out. The fuel stays in. No need to dump out $5, right?
A few moments later.
And I just unboxed the new unit and it's the wrong pump. So back to square one. Let me order another pump. I'll be right back. Okay, this is a Murphy's Law moment, if ever there was one. Well, this is the wrong pump. The replacement pump doesn't have any of this auxiliary emission stuff on it. It's just got the connector and the fitting for the fuel line. I called every parts store under the face of the planet and nobody even has a listing for this. Napa found one, but they said it's been discontinued, which is awesome because this is just a 2019. So I called the dealership and the dealer tells me that it's available, but it's on national back order and I have to wait until the 20th of next month. So that's 3 weeks. 3 weeks until we can find one. So I'm gonna look in other sources, but needless to say, this is not happening right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and throw this thing back in and just move the tank aside. I'm not gonna put it back in because it's not gonna run, and just no. Because I've got to get this thing off of the lift because I'm taking that wall down in just a couple days and I need this space right here for the machine. So I have no choice but to concede defeat on this one and just accept Murphy's Law for what it is, and then we move on. So we handle it, and that's going to be that. So what I'm going to do, we're going to toss this back together so all the fuel doesn't get contaminated. We're going to move this off to the side. We're pulling the truck out. I'll just push it out into the parking lot for the time being when I go to move it. But yeah, I guess unfortunately I don't get to finish this truck today. I lose, Dodge wins, or Ram wins, or Fiat, or Mercedes, whoever owns them. They win, I lose, and well, we're just gonna have to deal with this one later. So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and close this video out. I have no more to offer you today. As always, hope you enjoyed this video. I know the conclusion was rather disappointing, especially for me and my customer. Nobody's happy about this, but it is what it is. Let me know what you think about this situation in the comment section down below. If you like this video, please feel free to let me know about that by tapping that like button also down below. So again, and as always, thank you guys for watching. And most importantly, don't forget to have a better day than I'm having. See you guys later. End of Dodge, Ram, Fiat, Mercedes, Chrysler, 1500 fuel tank.